What are my fall plans? Thank you so much for asking. I'll be watching Gilmore Girls with a bottle of Josh. Watching Gilmore Girls with a bottle of Josh. I'll watch Gilmore Girls, then I'll watch a little more, and I'll pour a glass of Josh. Yes, I am alone, and yes, I am okay. Watching seasons 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 every day. We don't talk about 7, it's a mess. I'm just a Rory Gilmore, looking for my Jess. Where you lead, baby, I will follow. Reality shifting all the way to stars hollow. They've got sweaters and books and coffee and Carole King. I wanna live there, God! I'm fine. Who needs therapy? Me. When the only thing your eyes can see are the Gilmore Girls. With the taste of Josh, ooh, happy fall. From my house to yours.
Heyo, and welcome to No Dunks, the internet's original basketball podcast. I'm your host today, Trey Kirby, and joining me here in the Classic Factory, it's Tass Mellis.
I got all my Gilmore Girls that'll ever get in right there. I'm done.
I am with you on that one. The man making the magic happen over on the ones and twos. It's JD.
You never watched Gilmore Girls?
I did at the beginning. That's like 1,000 years ago. That's like
I know.
10, 12.
Did have a bit of a renaissance recently.
Oh,
I
that's
think.
why.
Isn't there like a Gilmore Guys podcast? I think they
really?
made the Time Top 100 over us.
What? The only Gilmore that I know, Doug. Doug Gilmore.
Yeah, same. Maybe that's what that podcast is about. It's actually a hockey podcast.
Yeah.
I would have never guessed that. Never tuned in. No Skeets today. He'll be joining us on Friday when we launch Jurassic Pals. Cannot wait. Cannot wait to talk about that movie.
Yeah.
But today we're going to Extension City, Tass Mellis. We got 3 big deals for 3 pretty sizable names. And we'll start with the biggest name of all, no doubt, Luka Doncic. To the surprise of no one, agreed to a 3-year, $165 million extension with the Los Angeles Lakers. Luka, 26 years old. He's signed now through the 28-29 season. That last year, he's got a player option, which will eventually allow him to recoup the money he may have lost out on after being traded from the Mavericks. Dude's a 5-time All-Star, 5-time All-NBA player. Only played 28 games with the Lakers last season, 5 more in the playoffs. There was a little bit of question if this would get done immediately, and guess what? It got done immediately. What'd you think?
That makes a heck of a lot of sense. Yeah, Luka coming to America for the first time during the summer, which he never does. Of course it's going to happen. And of course, because he could have made $345 million if he extended with the Mavs this summer. Well, of course, he's going to get in the best shape of his career. And that's all the talk right now with the men's health article going on. And if it's just a revenge against the Dallas Mavericks fitness, that's the interesting part to me. You mentioned what he's accomplished. He's also been top 5 in MVP voting 3 times already. You know, he's led the league in scoring already. He took a team to the frickin' finals.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I know all the people saying, oh, yeah, he's fit for the first time. You can look at different things. Obviously, why the Mavs traded him, if that's a thing. With him having a beer in his hand when they won the conference finals and going to the NBA finals, and here comes the front office exec Michael Finley just to grab it from his hand. I think what we're all sort of skipping over is the LeBron James effect. I think is a pretty big effect, and I'm not just giving kudos to LeBron, but you see a guy in your locker who's been one of the best players in the last 22 years, and to go into year 23, I think that has some effect on him being fit. And that's what I'm wondering, and I'm sure the Lakers are thinking about. As he goes to Eurobasket, they get to go have a nice 2-week example of how he's going to look in the regular season very, very soon here. Late August, early September, he's going to be leading Slovenia, so that's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to seeing how fit he actually is. I don't know how
He
much.
always looks great in Eurobasket. There's no doubt.
Oh, he kicks ass in Eurobasket.
Dominates.
And he kicks ass in NBA play.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's one of the best players in the
great.
NBA right now. He's like 4th best. If at worst, maybe you would have him in the top 2 or 3, depending on where you're putting Shea, depending on where you're putting Giannis. But yeah, this is awesome for Luka and for the Lakers. They've got 3 years now of the start of the Luka Doncic era. I compared the trade to Justin dropping Gone within sync, saying, whoa, things have changed. This, as the start of the Luka era, is when Justin dropped Justified. Came with a bunch of Neptune's beats that were made for Michael Jackson. The dude was super talented. You knew it was going to work, and this is going to work for the Lakers too. Luka is the only player on the books for more than $15 million after this season. So this year, they're definitely going to play it out with LeBron.
Yeah.
Rob Pelinka is saying we would love to see LeBron retire a Laker. I don't know if he's trying to urge him into retirement after next season, but I don't know if we're counting on LeBron being in LA after the 25-26 season. But if LeBron, by all accounts, still wants to win a title, like his statement from Rich Paul said, there's no better place than in LA right now, because guess what? Luka wants to win a title as well. That's part of the revenge. So I think this is good for Luka. Not a surprise to me that this happened. People were making a little bit of hubbub of, is he tied to the Lakers? Does he feel a closeness to them after the shock of the trade? Because he looked a little shell-shocked for sure when the deal went down.
Yeah.
But now you see like his business manager is giving quotes to anybody and everybody. He signed right away. He's doing a press tour, which doesn't happen very often for Luka Doncic. He is 100% bought into the Lakers, and this is just how it goes if you're LA. So the body looks good, and I don't know. Are you gonna pick him for MVP? Like, I think he's a top 5 MVP odds, of course. Assuming health, he will finish in top 5 in voting, but he's looking svelte, he's looking sexy, and now he's got the media apparatus behind him in LA.
Yeah, and a lot of people picked him last year. I definitely picked him last year. As I said, he's been top 5 in voting 3 times already, so it wouldn't be a surprise if people pick him because he's just that good. He's that talented. He can put a team on his back. And for him to be in the U.S. in the summer for the first time in his 7-year career, I think it means something that he obviously wanted to sign this deal the moment it became available here in Extension City. He was the first one on that plane to get there and do it. The Lakers team was there at his press conference.
Almost all of them.
Everyone except LeBron and
Bronny.
Yeah, and Austin Reeves
Except for
too.
one
I think
family wasn't there. You know, the most notable family associated with the Lakers.
I don't think Reeves was there either. Nobody really cares, I guess, about Reeves.
It's not quite the same.
but everybody else was there. He's dedicated to playing basketball. He was definitely shocked, like the whole frickin' world was when Nico Harrison made that move. But he's good enough. And I do want to hear him say at some point, I think he'll look back and say, well, we'll be open about him saying, LeBron and the way he works out on his body and the fact that I was playing with a 40-year-old man who's playing every single night and was going at it, I think will have some sort of effect on him. And it's obviously a good one. I think he does, as much as there was a little cleaning up of the photos in that Men's Health. I mean, he is working on it. So I'm looking forward to seeing him being the number one guy. He is the number one guy in LA, playing with LeBron, which is the first time we will be able to say that since LeBron has been in the league. Yeah.
Literally ever, except for, I guess, Ricky Davis. When LeBron was a rookie, Ricky Davis thought they were bringing in LeBron as the number 2 guy for Ricky. So I guess that's the only other sort of parallel. But man, the freaking Lakers, they talk about Lakers exceptionalism, and it is so true because their post-LeBron plan was 32-year-old Anthony Davis, which is a decent plan, right? Like, Anthony Davis is a really good player. You put a perimeter player next to him, and you're probably building a title contender after LeBron. Instead, they've got 26-year-old Luka Doncic, who finishes top 5 MVP, even if he's not completely in shape. Then you start thinking about how the Lakers have been during our entire lives. They haven't had one of the world's most famous players twice. Post Kobe in 16-17 and 17-18, and then post Magic from 92 to 96 before Kobe and Shaq got there. They always have the best and most famous players. And except for Dwight Howard, they always re-sign. Not fair.
Yeah, it is.
It's honestly not fair. It's a major advantage for them. And now they've got a new owner who's going to spend a ton of money. We'll be fine putting them into the second apron. They'll have to deal with the team building constraints of that kind of stuff. But I mean, I would bet on Luka and the Lakers, Luka winning an MVP and the Lakers winning a championship during some time in his tenure there.
You're already putting him up there.
Well, I mean, it's the only thing he has to play for.
Yeah. I just don't know if they can build a team around him. And that's the question.
They built one great team around LeBron and AD.
Yeah, they did it.
Yeah, only once. That's what I'm saying. They haven't done it very regularly. Tim Bontemps was making that point over on the Hoop Collective. Now they actually do have to build a team. Rob Pelinka made the deal for this. I think he has a spotty track record building around superstars with LeBron and AD there. So now he gets another chance at it, though, and people will be lining up to play next to Luka Doncic in the future, I do believe.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Right now, and what Luka wanted and got around him, it's DeAndre Ayton and Marcus Smart. Doesn't seem like they are anywhere close to a title. And even last year when we thought about, well, this is just freaking LeBron and Luka. They're going to go to conference finals. They weren't able to get past the first round. So we'll see what they can do short term. But then it becomes the domino for Pelinka becomes, well, LeBron's gone eventually, I assume. That huge salary hole has to be filled by somebody. And who's it going to be? It has to, you're right that they could. It's freaking Luka. He just took a team as he's not even close to his prime to the NBA finals. So it's all about that second slot, really. But listen, I'm excited to see Ayton and Smart and see the LeBron effect on those guys, just the locker room, because I give all this credit to LeBron, but JJ Redick did an incredible job of having those guys play hard defensively for months. And so, yeah, there wouldn't be a surprise to see Luka in the finals again. It wouldn't be a surprise to see Rob Pelinka grab a beer from his hand. No, that would be surprising. If
they won't make the same mistakes. They know how to treat superstars.
Have your beer.
That's completely the difference
Enjoy your
between
beer.
the Lakers and everybody else, and that's why everybody always wants to go to the Lakers to be a superstar there.
Yeah, but
I'm not saying they're
say-
going to win the championship this year, by the way. I do think they're like second and a half tier in the Western Conference, but like you're saying, the team is going to look way different next year, and that's really when they're going to be into overdrive, building around Luka.
Yeah, you picked the Clippers over them
For sure.
as far as
Yeah,
LA
yeah, yeah.
teams. I agree. And just back to the beer, do we ever see a guy in the middle of the playoffs any franchise drink a beer? No. Like post, obviously, championship. You win beer.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think the mistake was it's got to be Luka. I mean, he's probably just used to European basketball where they have beers mid-playoffs. I don't know.
Michael
tournaments.
Jordan, Larry Bird used to drink beers after every single game.
Not anymore.
They should let this guy drink his beer, and he will be able to drink his beer in
sure.
LA. My favorite part of the entire thing, though, is that Luka and the Lakers and even some of their execs celebrated his contract extension by going and seeing the Backstreet Boys at the Sphere. They traveled to go see. They had it all set up. We're going to go sign the contract, do the press conference, and then go watch the Backstreet Boys at the Sphere. You can see Luka dancing around to I Want It That Way.
Wow, I did not see that. I bet he didn't have alcohol in his hand, because that is one thing during this offseason is that he had the whole Jordan Jumpman affair. I forget where it was. It was in Europe somewhere. Everybody there. Everybody having shots. Not that guy. That guy he's focused. He's focused on playing basketball. Did they enjoy the Backstreet Boys?
It looked like they really enjoyed the
didn't see any
Backstreet
of it.
Boys, and I think Dan Woike reported. When Dan Woike does a report, it's a point. Over The Athletic, he said that Luka was even playing Backstreet Boys songs in the Lakers practice facility, even though it was going to be a surprise to him that they were going to the Sphere. Interesting. This guy's just a huge Backstreet Boys fan.
Guess
So
so.
here you go, Tass. Here are the Lakers as Backstreet Boys. LeBron is Brian Littrell.
Yeah, there's no choice.
Strongest, steadiest voice.
He's fine.
Yep. Luka is Nick Carter, the hot young one. Blondie a little bit too. I heard Nick Carter only ate 8 hours a day as well. Austin Reeves is AJ.
Interesting.
Wild card. AJ makes a lot of songs better. Really malleable voice, I think, amongst the Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, and he's doing that show now. What is it? Making the band thing, or you can't see or the other people that you want to join to be part of the band. He's one of the judges.
Okay, he's on some singing competition show. Nice. DeAndre Ayton is Kevin Richardson. They both have gold goatees and look older than you think they are. Look,
I don't
it's
want to
getting
do that to
tough here.
JJ Redick. I know it's tough. It's tough. JJ's better than that, but go ahead.
I said DeAndre Ayton is Kevin
My
Richardson.
bad. Sorry.
I'm doing players, man. JJ is
Redick's
Lou
a player.
Pearlman, unfortunately, and Rui Hachimura is Howie because somebody has to be Howie.
Somebody has to.
Somebody has to be Howie, and Rui is the last guy in the starting lineup.
Okay. I mean,
Those are your Lakers as Backstreet Boys, but Luka as Justin Timberlake really makes you think. Moving on, Mikal Bridges agreed to a 4-year, $150 million extension with the New York Knicks. He'll be 29 years old at the start of the season, a zero-time All-Star, zero-time All-NBA player. He is signed now through the 29-30 season, and that last season will be a player option for Mikal Bridges and for the Knicks. What you think, Tess?
this team is all in. When they were rumored to be waiting to see what they were going to extend him for, I thought, okay, they're going to have this year span here just to see what this team is and to see if that conference finals appearance was really who they are. But they're going all in on everybody in their starting lineup, plus Josh Hart if he's a starter, or whoever it is, plus Deuce McBride, that is their team for the next few years. And Mikal Bridges, I think overall, he had a solid enough season. I think the plan for Mike Brown is to try and get more out of him offensively, because I know people are questioning, hey, this guy didn't shoot the three ball all that well. But the Mike Brown plan, I do believe, is to get Jalen Brunson off the ball a little bit more, to include a guy like Mikal Bridges, and to use some of the things that he saw in Golden State. We'll see if Brunson can do a little bit more of that. But that all being said, for Jalen Brunson, that is a guy who got paid far less than a max contract. And so it seems like this team is all bought in and that they want to play together. So Mikal Bridges, again, I think he had a decent season, even though, he wasn't getting the free throw line. 1.4 free throws per game, that's not a lot. But you look at all the numbers. He was better in the mid-range than he's ever been in his career, really. He was better close to the rim than most of his career. Percentages-wise, even though he wasn't great shooting the three, he was good even from 3 to 10 feet. Like, he was better. Again, getting to the rim. Mike Brown will be focused on that. When they closed out the Detroit Pistons in Game 6, he got 7 shots right at the rim, 7 buckets. He can do that. He can be that. And that's what Mike Brown's job is going to be, along with playing the bench more and getting guys off the ball a little bit more. So we'll see what Mike Brown can do with Mikal Bridges. I am a little surprised that they didn't wait one more year, even though they gave up a ton for Mikal Bridges. I thought they'd give it one more year of runway just to see before saying, this is our team. I mean, it really is. Bridges, Anunoby, Brunson, Hart, and Towns. But you throw in some Yabusele at the center, which Mike Brown's got to play, which I don't think Tibbs did enough of, playing a center beside Towns, and we'll see what they can do. But it is buying into this team.
Yeah, it's definitely buying into this team, and I think this deal was probably already done when they did the trade for Mikal Bridges last year. The 5 first-round picks, that's what he's always going to be compared to, so from that standpoint, it is a little bit of a disappointing season for the Knicks, but Brunson took a discount so that Bridges could be signed, and he takes a little bit of a discount as well. That being said, this is just an okay deal to me. A big portion of the cap is going to a guy who's like your 3rd or 4th guy. I suppose they could have waited to next season, see if we had a bounce back year from Bridges, but maybe that makes him more expensive to the Knicks next year. Mm-hmm. Or maybe some other team, Detroit Pistons or somebody, decides we can offer Mikal Bridges. Suddenly the Knicks don't have that wing defender without a real good way to replace him, because they are an expensive team. And like you're saying, they're locked into this team. The Knicks window is this year and basically next year, because then I think Towns has a player option. Maybe he gets shipped somewhere, or maybe he becomes a free agent and wants to leave. I think Josh Hart will have an option about that time as well. So to me, 2-year window, more so 1-year window. This is the year for the Knicks. If they don't make the finals, I'm saying it now, disappointing season for New York. They finished 2nd in the Eastern Conference last year. They made a run to the conference finals. People aren't scared of the Cavs right now, even though they're coming back with continuity on their side, just like New York is. I think it's time for the Knicks to take the next step and win. Their move was bringing in Mike Brown. I think they did a good job around the margins, bringing in a Yabusele. Jordan Clarkson, I think, will be helpful as well. They're a slightly deeper team. Maybe they'll get more out of their bench this year. Maybe they'll get more out of Bridges. This team was thrown together at the very last second with the Towns trade. So they're feeling confident that, the friendship of Hart, Brunson, and Bridges, plus continuity, plus a new coach, plus some additional firepower off the bench, that all adds up to maybe making their first finals in a long, long time. But you mentioned it the last time we were talking about Bridges news. The reports were that they were waiting to sign him to an extension until everything is settled with Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now, we heard Shams Charania on ESPN yesterday saying that the pursuit of Giannis should not be over. There are teams that are still interested, but Mikal Bridges has his deal done. So what do you think? Is the Giannis thing over, or is it just over for New York?
I guess it's not over entirely. Giannis hasn't come out and said, I am staying here. Or maybe that's the Giannis way of pushing his front office a little bit more and never actually coming out and saying that. But as for the Knicks, it's done. And listen, when Giannis wants to make an announcement, come on here on No Dunks, my man. Please, let's have that discussion. We'll go way back. We'll flash way back to the days where you were interviewed in our studio. You came on over because you were, what was his name again?
Miroslav Radulica.
Because you look like Miroslav Radulica.
Yeah, who could forget?
Yeah, he endorsed my Tassos yogurt. It was a big deal. So come on over. I will say the Knicks, buying in is interesting because last year, 51-31, a middle of the pack defensive team, a number 3 seed in the East. That's why I wasn't sold on just saying, hey, let's go in on Mikal Bridges. Let's just do it. But as you said, there is going to be more chemistry. Mikal Bridges has a full year of being the first point of defense on the other team's point guard, like he was last year. But which was a new thing for him. But now he's got to do it all the time, running around all these screens while Jalen Brunson is playing off the ball. So their defense has to be better. That's where it comes down to. Their offense was good, even though I think they're going to be different this year in the way they just go through other guys and not just Brunson and Towns. Even though Brunson did make some sacrifices to not being the MVP candidate he was the prior season. I am interested just to see, the chemistry part. The money wise, it is interesting to see the number 1 guy on this team is Towns in terms of pay. Then it goes down to OG and then Brunson and Mikal Bridges. But they are all bought in, for 2 years. Plus that third it is interesting, but I guess they love each other, man. And Brunson has always been. He was a 2nd round pick, who obviously bet himself and made a successful growth level, like a level where he just jumped to this new guy where the Knicks signed him to. Some questioned even that deal, that first deal. Yep. Maybe they got paid. Maybe they paid him too much, but I do think the fact that he wasn't just a number 1 pick, that people. And the entire organization just buys in. He buys into them. So I am looking forward to seeing this one more year of development here and chemistry, because that's the important thing. Is the defense really? And that's why they go Yabusele. But I don't know. I'm looking forward to that. The whole center thing defensively is an interesting thing with Towns moving to the 4 a little bit more if that happens.
All right, 2 quick true or false questions. True or false? Finals or bust for the Knicks this season?
Yeah, I think will they make it, you're saying?
That should be the goal.
That should be the goal. Yeah, you're totally right. With everybody, with all the injuries, how can you not? It's them versus the Cavs again.
Okay.
That's who are the 2 favorites. So yes.
True or false, you're still making that Greeky Freaky yogurt.
No doubt.
Great to hear.
It's getting freakier. Okay. Yeah, no, I wasn't. I got off it for a while, but I'm back, baby. Yeah, nice callback.
It's Greeky Freaky good.
It is good.
Yeah.
Cacao nibs are being thrown in there now. Ooh. So good.
Cacao nibs.
Yeah, some say cocoa nibs, some say cacao.
Everybody's getting better around the margins, Tassos yogurt, Greeky Freaky good. Now with cacao nibs, our final extension player is De'Aaron Fox, who agreed to a 4-year, $229 million extension with the San Antonio Spurs. Fox will be 28 years old in December. He is signed for the 29-30 season. No option for him on that last one. It's the full 4 years. That last year of his contract, he'll be making $61.5 million, Tass. One-time All-Star De'Aaron Fox, one-time All-NBA. Played 17 games with the Spurs last season after the trade before getting his fingers fixed. What do you think?
I know you mentioned that single All-Star appearance and that single All-NBA appearance because you're saying that's a lot of dollars.
That's true.
It is true. I'm fine with paying this guy for 4 years at the max. I'm totally fine with that. Even though they go get Dylan Harper in the draft, and you have to wonder, well, those 2 guys, what? Why? Why would you pay De'Aaron Fox so much? I think you can let Dylan Harper and Stephon Castle grow alongside De'Aaron Fox. I think that's entirely fine. I think it's entirely fine that he is not a defensive stopper. I think he can buy in and be decent. Also led the league in steals 1 year, but I do think he can buy in, and he's a long defender, especially when you play with Wemby and now monsters like Luke Cornett. Even the addition, along with Jeremy Sohan and Carter Bryant, I think those guys are going to be incredible defenders around De'Aaron Fox. I'm okay with 4 years. I know it seems like a lot because De'Aaron Fox didn't have a great number 1 ending to Sacramento, and number 2, as you said, limited games in San Antonio. But I'm fine with it. I'm fine with going all in just to see. I shouldn't say all in. Going for it with De'Aaron Fox. I don't think this will be an untradeable contract. He's just entering his prime. I think it's fine.
I think that's the huge question is, will this contract be tradable? Because like I said, Fox will be 28 during the season. He turns 28 in December, so they are getting him through his prime. He hasn't been worth a supermax contract yet, not at this percentage of the cap, but I think he can be next to Wemby. The question is as Fox gets into his 30s, as a guy who hasn't been a great shooter in his career, who really thrives on athleticism, does he still have the same effectiveness when he's 31 years old, making $60 million? And at that point, is he tradable? Because I'm with you. He's the point guard of right now for the Spurs. They don't have a lot of expensive contracts on their books. He's the point guard of the near future, I think, for San Antonio. But this deal was probably agreed to when the trade happened at the trade deadline. Since Fox wanted to come to San Antonio, they sent 3 first-round picks. It's probably all agreed to at that point. But things changed. Like you said, they brought in Dylan Harper. They've got Stephon Castle as the Rookie of the Year. So I don't necessarily know that he's a long-term piece of the core. We will see. I think that's the big question mark this season, is seeing the actual fit between Fox and Wemby. I think they played 5 games together last season, one of them here in Atlanta, in fact. So we didn't really get a look at what they're going to look like before Fox and Wemby both went down with injuries. They're hoping he ages well. They're hoping he's a good tutor for their younger guards in Castle and especially Harper. But Wemby gets expensive starting in 2027. Harper will be expensive in 2029, depending on if he turns into a player. The dude hasn't played an NBA game yet. So I don't know. I think it's good. I would give this like a 3/4 up sort of deal here, because we've got up on our various social pages, where do you have De'Aaron Fox ranked amongst guards, point guards in the NBA? And to me, he's like probably 10 to 15. There's quite a few guys you would put ahead of him. So it makes it harder to find an upgrade for a trade. And it makes it harder for another team to say, hey, De'Aaron Fox, 30 years old, we want you to make our team better. So we will see from that standpoint. But
Sure.
My other takeaway is that Rich Paul is just the best agent in the NBA. This guy gets his payers played when the money isn't there. He literally said Brandon Ingram would not get the contract he got from the Raptors if we didn't do the trade. Same thing with De'Aaron Fox, I think, going into these negotiations. So if you've got that guy negotiating for you, you're getting top dollar.
Yes. Can't disagree with that. He keeps finding great contracts for a lot of his guys. Maybe this one was done in February, as you said, because then they go and jump way up in the draft, number 2, right? For Dylan Harper. So that's the question for people. These guys are playing the same position. I do think we're here at De'Aaron Fox's probably lowest value, just in terms of the perception, just what he's done over the last year, in a long time. Since he was playing extremely well. There were a good couple shooting years in Sacramento, and I know he's not known as a great shooter. He was above average a couple times. At the 37.5% range. I think he will be really good with Wemby drawing defenses out. Wemby, as we saw here in year number 2, his shot moved out further and further and further than it was in year 1. He shot more mid-range. He shot more three-point shots. De'Aaron Fox is going to have a lot of downhill space. That's just the way it's going to be there, and I think he'll be good at it. We'll see how much he buys into the San Antonio thing, where he is not necessarily the number 1 guy. But you go to a second team, things can change a little bit. And again, like in Sacramento with him and Mike Brown, yeah, he wanted to be the number 1 guy. I think it is a little different there in San Antonio, especially playing with Wemby. He did the video after he signed and said, I'm ready to hang some more banners here in San Antonio. I think he buys in, so we'll see how good he is. But I think he is better than what he showed in those 11 games. Were you at that game where he was here in Atlanta? Mm-hmm. You pulled out the camera for that one?
Did,
yeah. Filmed some stuff. Yeah, that was a good one. That was fun.
Thanks, man. I saw him hurt his hand in that game, actually. Had on video and everything.
The pinky?
I don't know. He's just shaking. My hand.
Because he had surgery on his pinky, which is...
I think he had bad fingers on both hands, actually. It's an NBA guy. They got weird fingers.
They do.
All I do is talk about basketball. I got one weird finger. That's all we got from Extension City.
Oh.
You think we'll be going
nice
back
place.
Another time?
Yeah.
Go back for another visit?
I think we will be. Quick visit.
Just a quick visit to Extension
Yeah,
City.
visit. Yeah.
Now we're going to Updownville.
Prepare your tundies. It's the Uptown Report.
Oh, Tass Mellis, when you got the up-down report, I'll tell you a topic. You tell me up or down. It is day 35 of the Jonathan Kuminga saga. I think that's right. I started it from July 1st, though they were able to negotiate earlier than that. But the Sacramento Kings have reportedly increased their offer for Jonathan Kuminga. They started by offering Dario Saric and Devin Carter. Now they are allegedly offering Malik Monk and a lottery-protected first-round pick. Some reports out there are saying the deal is done if the pick turns out to be unprotected from the Kings in 2030, and some reports are saying the Warriors don't want to have to trade Buddy Hield and Moses Moody to other places, which they would kind of have to do to be able to sign these guys that they're telling they're going to sign eventually, and that the Warriors are prepared to have Kuminga on the roster for the upcoming season. The best part of all this, though, is that he has until October 1st to decide if he wants to take his qualifying offer. So we could be talking about Jonathan Kuminga for another 2 months. How exciting is that? The question for you, though, Tass, up or down on the Kings going this hard for Jonathan Kuminga?
Well, I'm up for a few reasons. First, this is a mystery. It's like being at the NBA arena that you're at, and you see that, you know, the cup game where they put three things under three cups and you do the shuffle. I think you can put the Suns logo, the Kings logo, and the Warriors logo under the Jonathan Kuminga game, because he could go to any of those teams. Now, it's unlikely he goes to the Suns because they don't have the players that the Kings have in terms of a sign-and trade offer come back to the Warriors. But I'm up just because I'm excited for that. I am up also if he goes to the Sacramento Kings, because that's a bit of a mystery. I mean, I like it because it's such an interesting rotation roster that they have when you've got a guy like Zach LaVine who wants the ball in his hands, DeMar DeRozan who wants the ball in his hands, and now a Jonathan Kuminga who wants to prove himself as a number one guy. So that's more just popcorn type of experience watching. I just want to see that. And another reason I'm up is because for all the basketball nerds, like you said, this is day 35. I mean, there's so many little nerdy things about this that make it interesting. Like there's so many contracts on the table. Like you said, the qualifying offer, the 1 year guaranteed plus a team option that the Warriors are reportedly offering that Jonathan Kuminga doesn't want any part of. I mean, the Kings can't sign him to an offer sheet because they don't have the cap room to do that. So that part is interesting. And according to Mark Stein, the Warriors want Kuminga to waive his right to block any trade during the first year, because he signs that 1 year guaranteed. He can literally block a trade. And that happens to everybody who signs a 1 year deal and you know, when they're going to their restricted free agency. I think that's, anyways, it's a 1 year guaranteed. Anyways, so that part's interesting as well. It's all fun. It's all fun to nerd it up here because there's just so many moving parts. If this was just like a, hey, well, he signed with his one team, it wouldn't be as interesting. But I think there's some fun here involved.
Yeah, it's good for learning about the new CBA, I guess, but this is dumb from the Kings. They should not be going after Jonathan Kuminga this hard. They want to start him at power forward.
Yeah.
So they would have LaVine, DeRozan, Murray, Kuminga, and Sabonis. That's a dumb team build. They should not be trying this hard to get Jonathan Kuminga. It's that simple.
Yeah, that part's interesting because they would give up Malik Monk and they wouldn't have a point guard. Like that.
Schroeder off the bench, but they're not going to start a point guard if they sign Kuminga. It's going to be LaVine and DeRozan will be their point guards.
Yeah, I don't get that. I just don't get that because
Yeah,
they do have Schroeder. But I mean that's the rumor is that they want to be able to move Kuminga to the 4, and so Keegan Murray can move down to the 3. It doesn't really make a lot of sense in terms of that. No.
Not at all.
Yeah, so I don't
Big
know.
time down for me.
Yeah, but the whole thing with the Kings is even before Jonathan Kuminga, it's a mystery what their team is becoming a little bit.
Well, yeah, they're getting worse and worse every single transaction period,
Yeah.
but they would at least make more sense of a team if they started Schroeder at point guard. I can't believe I said it out loud. A team should start Dennis Schroeder at point guard. That never works unless you're one of the worst teams in the league. Wait a second. It all adds up.
Hey, the Brooklyn Nets were balling last year when he was playing for Jordy Fernandez.
Precisely.
Yeah, and then they traded him.
That's where he should be.
Yeah.
Teams like that.
The Kings are very
The Kings are
interesting.
becoming a team like that, unfortunately, even though they were not a team like that for that one glorious season.
I do.
De'Aaron Fox's all NBA season, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure. I do wonder, Jonathan Kuminga going back to the Warriors and that whole thing, if that even happens.
They don't want him, man.
He doesn't want to be there either.
They don't want him. He doesn't want to be there. They literally just want him to have a big salary spot so that they can trade him.
Yeah. This is a real like Bruce Brown scenario. I mean, just sign him to a big deal and so you can trade it. But they don't want to guarantee that second year. It's a 1 year guarantee plus a team option where he will just be a lame duck sitting on the bench, not playing again
until somebody gets hurt and they're like, "We need you, buddy.
Yeah,
come on back and save us."
But
weird stuff. How long are we going to be talking about Jonathan Kuminga? Unbelievable stuff.
We didn't even mention.
Thank you to Josh Giddey and Cam Thomas and Quentin Grimes for staying quiet the entire time. If we had to talk about these 4 guys for 3 straight months, it'd be ridiculous.
Yeah,
sign a contract. Let him go. Or don't, I don't care. Daryl Morey says the Lakers bubble title will, quote, forever be marked by an asterisk. Ruffled some feathers last week by saying the Lakers 2020 championship isn't quite the same amongst NBA people because they won it in the bubble. Tass, are you up or down on Daryl Morey's Lakers asterisk comments?
Big time down. Number one, of course, I don't buy in. It was a freaking championship. Everybody playing under the same rules, but also just getting into the nitty gritty here about the way Daryl Morey said it. A man who loves analytics. I'm getting into the nitty gritty here as well. I mean, I got to go to the fine print here. He said, "Yet everyone I speak to around the league privately agrees that it doesn't truly hold up as a genuine championship." Everyone I speak to around the league, not one person said that was a worthy championship. Not one person. I understand that it benefited the Los Angeles Lakers to take 4 frickin' months off. That's what happened in 2020. And so if there's any team that's, was a little bit older that would benefit from that, yeah, I get it. I mean, he started, like the Lakers started at 24-3. I couldn't believe this after looking back now. I mean, it just all blurs together, I guess. But they started 24-3 that year. Then they ended up 49-14 when the COVID shutdown happened. So they needed a new start. They got it. It obviously worked well. But let's go back to LeBron's first title. That was a lockout year with the Miami Heat. There was only 66 games played in that regular season. Is that an asterisk title? No. So I know that it's not apples to apples here. The COVID year is not a lockout year, but nobody talks about that, and I think nobody will talk about that. Talk about 2020 as a real asterisk year at some point. Of course, Daryl Morey has a lot of conversations. There will be some guys, but I disagree that every single person that he talked to thinks that this was an asterisk championship. Sure, some. I get it, but they won under the same rules. It wasn't fun to be in Orlando in that bubble. It wasn't fun. So. I don't know what to call it. If it's an asterisk, it's definitely
an asterisk.
It's different.
It's literally an asterisk because there's fewer games played in the NBA season. They took 4 months off. Like that's the definition of having an asterisk. Is this thing was different. I don't think it makes it less of a title. I do think 4 months off definitely benefits the oldest, best player in the league, probably more so than anybody. But like you're saying, everybody played in the bubble. Conditions were great for basketball. Conditions were not great for living your life in the bubble. So I give the Lakers a ton of credit, but it goes down as an asterisk for sure, just like the lockout title goes down as an asterisk for sure, because it was a different season. That's what the asterisk is for. Best part of this is Daryl Morey started it by saying, had the Rockets won the title, I absolutely would have celebrated it as legitimate, knowing the immense effort and resilience required. He's literally saying, hey, if I won the title, I'd be saying it counts 100%. But all these other people I talk to, they don't agree.
Yeah, that's why. That's
kind
why.
of funny.
Yeah, it is funny. And so the whole... Yeah, everyone I talk to thinks it's an asterisk. Nobody really agrees that it was a genuine championship. Okay, sure, call it genuine. You can put an asterisk beside it, sure. But they're the champs. Your team lost. Everybody else's team lost. I think it's totally acceptable. I do want to hear all the conversations he had. Put them on the table. Put them out there. Let's hear these conversations. But it is funny that that one statement is definitely making all the headlines while Morey says, if we won, that would have been awesome.
Yeah. I would have loved it.
Yeah.
I would have absolutely loved it. The NBA announced this week that the Grizzlies and Magic would be playing 2 games overseas this season. Memphis and Orlando will be in Berlin on January 15th. They're following that up by playing in London on January 18th. It's part of a 3-year plan by the NBA to play 6 games overseas, with Paris and Manchester on the schedule for 2027 and 2028. You're up or down, Tass, on the Berlin-London games for the Grizzlies and Magic?
Big time up. Keep going. Keep spreading the game even further and further. We're going to Germany. I know our guys, JD Skeets, they went to Paris this past season. I'm just excited when we all get a chance to fly somewhere. I haven't been in Europe as a fellow Greek. I'm surprised. I'm shocked. I'm just almost disgusted to say I haven't been in Europe since I was at a London game in 2018. It's been so freaking long. I can't wait to, whether it's not Manchester. Manchester's not on my list because I was just in England. But to go somewhere else, to jump onto this trend where
you were just in England in 2018.
Yes, no, I should go back. You're right. I need to go somewhere. So I'm talking into
Berlin?
it. Yeah, of course.
Our friend Joe McMillan says it's a world-class city.
Is that what he called it?
Yep. It's where David Bowie made Low, made Heroes, made one other one with Brian Eno. Some classics.
Sounds like a
Love to
wonderful
listen to
city.
that. You surprised they picked the Grizzlies and the Magic for these games?
Yeah, it didn't.
Not huge footprints, though the Magic do have a very strong German presence, the Wagners and Tristan da Silva.
They got everybody.
Yeah.
So that part is why they did it, right?
I guess so. Yeah, people are just dying to see Franz Wagner. I mean, they are in Germany for sure.
Everyone was surprised last year. JD, you can speak to it when Indiana was the team to face Wembanyama in Paris. It's a little surprising.
Turned out to be a great pick, actually.
That's right. Indiana looked good in the long run.
Yeah.
You think this is fortuitous for the Magic then, JD? You're saying Magic to the finals.
I mean, maybe.
Interesting. I like that. As far as I can tell, no Brits on either team. Though the Grizzlies have 2 Canadians and an Australian, so they are representing the Commonwealth.
Always need to be represented. I'm excited. You enthused? I mean, as the game gets further and further, sure.
I'm very happy that the Berliners are going to get to see Paolo Banchero.
Yeah, sure.
He's good.
He is good.
Yeah. Remix. Nike is bringing back tweaked versions of City Edition jerseys for all 30 teams this season. A lot of these are color swaps of some City jerseys that we've seen in the past. The City Edition program started in 2017. I can't believe it has been around that long.
Wow.
So, Tass, are you up or down on Nike bringing back some of these City Edition jerseys that we've seen in the past with some little tweaks?
I think I'm up. I need a clarification. This is just a City Edition coming back, right?
Some teams are like bringing back their exact City Edition jerseys.
Yeah.
Like, I can't wait. The Bucks are bringing back Cream City.
Yeah.
Bringing back Cream City, which apparently was banned by the NBA the first time they wore it. Not because it said Cream City on it, but because it was cream and it was messing with like the computer generated ads that were on the floor. So they said, you can't wear those. It's messing with our ads.
Yeah, I think
Apparently
I remember
they fixed
that.
the technology.
I think I do
Weird.
remember that.
And then some like I know the Bulls are bringing back one of their script jerseys. It used to be white. Now it's going to be black. Cleveland has a peach version of their jersey that says the land on it. So
Well, that's good to hear. It's not all that different. I was just worried seeing this image that the NBA printed, if you're watching on YouTube with us, to see this thing. I call it a thing because it was like what the Miami Heat did, where they just, they patched it. It was seriously a cut and paste on their jerseys. And I just wanted to know, just to make sure, just to ensure that teams weren't doing what the Miami Heat did, which was literally like a hodgepodge.
yeah, that was a weird one. I don't think they're bringing that one back.
No.
They're going Vice City mode.
Yeah, so if
which
you're
is smart.
Vice is back, baby. And they're not going back to the whole Heat culture thing.
No.
That's done. I
They're
guess.
smart about this one. They're like, we've had some bad jerseys, but we're going to bring back the good ones, which I think is actually pretty smart by Nike and NBA and the NBA. every time they release these jerseys every single year, we're like, they're running out of ideas. You can't come up with 30 new jerseys every single year. This year, they don't have to do it. They're just changing some colors and not changing some colors. So 1 year off from new ideas. A lot of mock-ups out there from our various uniform makers on Twitter and Instagram. Any of these jerseys you're most excited to see coming back?
Well, I'm going to homer it up here a little bit. First, with our new home here in Atlanta, I'm excited to see all these Peachtree vibes going on out there. Getting those back. That color is tremendous. It's fantastic. But also, my old home of Toronto, it feels like the rumors are that they're going to bring back a little bit of that gold tinge to. Basically, it was a celebration of the championship. Okay. And so, yeah, I'd like to celebrate that. I've got, after my new computer change, I've got the hands on my gift cards again, because I was about to give back my computer. And, you know, sometimes, like you said to me yesterday, Trey, you saw my old computer. You said, where's your new one? Just start again. I said, I know. I need to drag every single file back from my old ones. And those were the gift cards that I'm going to be using in part on a Raptors jersey, unless somebody's listening and wants to just send me one, I'll gladly accept. But then I'll just have these gift cards that I'll just put in the trash. Anyways, they're going to go for I'm glad to be able to say a Raptors gold championship. Although the Peachtree ones are also great.
They are cool.
Yeah, they're all
I do
beauties.
like the Peachtrees as well. Your gift cards were trapped on your computer?
Well, they were just filed. Yeah, there's these ones after you donate blood or platelets.
Okay.
They're kind of like third party gift cards. So they're like, you don't have the gift code. You actually have to load it up and use it. So it was just a file. It was just a saved file. That's all. Cool story. Yeah, it was basically, you have to like click and use it. Anyways.
You like this new computer? So I see it's a color swapped version of your old computer.
Yeah,
we're a City Edition Remix computer over here. Looks good, man.
Yeah, we're all going to the black, the midnight black team. Every single one of us.
Yeah, I like it because it really shows the fingerprints on the outside. It's a good look. Good look on camera. Wolves are bringing back.
After you just.
Yeah, look at that. That's a full on grip right there.
There you go. That's better. After you tilted it, it was.
That's how you open the computer. Touch ID by putting your fingerprints on the outside. JD, they're bringing back the Prince jerseys for the Timberwolves. You excited about that?
I am excited. It's a great looking jersey, and you know I love Prince. I just think he's ever so slightly overrated. That's it.
But not the jerseys.
The jerseys are perfectly rated. They're excellent.
Excellent. Yeah, I'm excited to see those ones too. I'm with you. Hawks Peachtree, excited. And then the Suns are bringing back the Valley, and the Spurs are bringing back Fiesta. Also good.
Oh, yeah.
So should be some good stuff. We shall see. I think that's our entire show today. Cool stuff for us. As for our next show, episode 1 of Jurassic Pals is going to drop this Friday. And if I'm not mistaken, Jurassic Park is currently streaming on Netflix. I think they have the first 3 there, at least through August 31st. So we'll be doing one of these a week. We got Jurassic Park this Friday, next Friday, The Lost World. Jurassic Park. How do they always work the word Jurassic Park in there? Great stuff. Anything else from you? Or should we see our friends, the Clipper Bros?
Yeah, I will say, I looked for the Jurassic Park. I didn't find it on Netflix, the original. Maybe I didn't do a good job. It's there? I guess it's there.
Yeah, it's there. I'm pretty sure it's there.
Okay. All right.
Pretty good movie.
Weird.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, it was really good.
They should make a million sequels of it and re-release it every 10 years, as far as I can tell. Clipper Bros.
You heard it here first. Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks for joining us, and remember, it's time to watch all the Jurassic World movies, because we're going to do all sorts of reviews. And it's the reason the Toronto Raptors were named the Toronto Raptors. So go watch it. Join our show this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should show Jurassic Park in Raptors Jurassic Park. I mean, I don't know if I'd want to stand for 90 minutes straight to watch it, but it'd be cool. Together, all of us watching a movie. Standing outside. I don't know. Is that an exciting thing? It's like a drive-in, but a stand-in. I don't know. Embrace the park, people.